live. All right. Well, everyone, welcome, folks. And you got me and Savannah tonight, or Savannah and I. And we are going to talk all about, I think this topic tonight is just about our intensive, which we have coming up next month.
Okay.
Well, I think we're supposed to answer questions about that. Obviously, we'll answer other questions and we'll do some show and tell, obviously. I can't help but show off veggies and stuff.
You mean like on the computer? Because there's currently no vegetables in the office.
Well, there's some dried vegetables.
Yes.
Anyway, all right, folks, we'll stop goofing around, but welcome. I'm glad you have you guys here. If you haven't already, put where you're coming from tonight in the chat. And it is currently 25 degrees here in Ohio.
And dropping.
Yes.
The wind chill is just.
Yeah, it's pretty windy out there.
At one point, I didn't know if it was a train or the wind.
Yeah. We've had unseasonably warm weather. I'd say most of January so far has been very warm or above average.
Yeah, because we kind of got a big snow and cold in December, which is a little unusual.
Yeah. We were out lifting bare roots. Was that December?
No. I thought that
January?
was the very beginning of January. Right?
No.
Were your parents here?
No.
Was
It was like the 29th because like 2 days later was New Year's.
Gotcha.
But yes, it's definitely been a little bit interesting for weather.
Mm-hmm.
We got plenty of greens. I mean, just like boatloads of greens right now.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful greens. The arugula is so
Yes. I would say we're getting slightly better at spacing stuff out.
good. Uh-huh.
And I think one of the big things that made a massive difference this year has been the steaming.
Mm-hmm.
We have not weeded a single house the entire winter, which actually, like last winter, we had like staff dedicated to that. This year we haven't at all.
You're so right. I forgot about that.
I don't know what's going on with me. Maybe
You got Spindrift tea.
I'm just drinking too much stuff.
Maybe you need some tea. It's got honey in it.
All right, cool. So anyone else is saying, yes, Southeast Idaho also unusually high and dry. Hi from Noel, Missouri. Welcome there. Charleston, West Virginia. Spring Valley Springs, California.
Charleston.
Yes.
West Virginia, we drive through that when we go to Syracuse.
We do, yes. Was that where I spent a very weird night, part of a night?
Yeah.
Well, maybe if folks...
Exit 100.
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
I
if
remember
folks...
looking it up because...
Maybe if folks stick around to the end, we will share our West Virginia story.
Well, I wasn't there. I was just on
I will share my West Virginia
I was on the
story.
receiving end and just like hoping people made it. Will I see my husband again?
That was a very good question. All right, we'll stop there. We're going to dive into this,
There's a
but
cliffhanger.
there's a cliffhanger. You may hear this at the end. All right, so we are talking about the intensive. So what the intensive is, well, first, I think the big thing that we saw in 2025 is we saw a lot of change happening in the organic space. And just regenerative farming space. We saw a lot of farms got a business. I mean, one of the big CSA farmers in our area stopped their CSA program. They're just doing wholesale crops. She texted me the other day. She got a full-time job, which again, with the job she's got, she's going to be great at it. Both of them actually have really good job.
In the agricultural world.
Yes.
I mean, for those kinds of jobs, I think they're lovely.
Yes, they're great, going to be great fits. They're really into that, and so they'll be great. But what we realize is, this is the organic movement. Again, it's getting bigger and bigger, billions of dollars, but for the small grower, it's still very tough. There's a lot of change. There's a lot of things going on. We got some huge advantages happening. I mean, right now we're seeing some huge changes from the USDA, new food pyramid guys. We're seeing some great stuff there, pushing whole fruits and vegetables.
What'd you call it? Food heart?
Yes, I'm calling the food heart. But and then another thing too, like McDonald's invested, I think it was last year, $200 million invested. It's a loose word. It's a weird program. People have to opt in, but when you see people like McDonald's start to throw around the regenerative word, you realize that there is some change happening.
What did they do? We discussed this not long ago, but McDonald's bought land?
No,
No.
what they did is they are trying to push a lot of their beef to a higher level of care.
What an idea.
I know, right? Yes. And they still use, I ran the numbers.
Yeah.
The amount of pesticides they still use is mind blowing. But all that to say, obviously the industry is still growing. And I think what we're seeing people that can adapt are the ones who are making it. And people that are doing the old model are not making it. And so that's what we're seeing. Like, again, for lovely friends close by, they were doing a no choice, like box CSA. So a standard CSA.
Very
share.
traditional.
And they did a good job with that.
Well, yeah.
It was, I would say, the best in the area, but
It was a lot of food.
it was a lot of food, low price. I feel like they weren't getting, could you move over? Because you're making me feel weird that I'm like so I don't know if I need to be like this, because I don't know, this vertical thing.
You're going to have to be like way closer.
Maybe I'm just going to hide the vertical. I can do that, and then it won't make me feel weird about you not letting you be putting you in a picture. There we go.
You're not keeping me out of the picture. It's just.
Anyway.
We have to be literally sitting in the same chair.
Yes. Apologize, folks. We're veering all over. It's been a long day. And when you have 4 kids.
What is it? Yeah.
And
it
7
feels
employees.
Like it's been a whole week, but it's Wednesday. Anyway.
Whew, it's already Wednesday. That said, a lot of change happening. If you're interested in coming.
The reason we started doing the intensive was because you were seeing all this change happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of folks keep asking us to come out and check out the farm. Obviously, we had a farm in New York, spent over a dozen years up there farming, spent 5 years as organic consultant and just profitable farming consultant, and did a couple other things along the way. But then we started the farm on Central in 2021. We said we would hit $1 million in 10 years. We broke $1 million in year 3.
I thought you wanted to hit $1 million in 5 years, and we hit it in year 3.
No, the original goal was 10 years.
Oh.
Then it went to 5 years, and we hit it in year 3. Saying that is that there's money to be made in the organic farming agriculture space. And I do not suggest folks go 100% the way we did. We are a little crazy. But I think we've learned enough along the way to give a lot of people a lot of hope, a lot of systems, a lot of processes, a lot of security, and help them build repeatable, reoccurring revenue in their farm. That's, I think, the thing that's really important to us is just the reoccurring revenue we know that's coming in every single week. Helps with payroll. Our CSA covers about half our payroll, right?
Yeah, right now, I suppose it does.
Right now, it covers half the payroll.
Yeah, not in the summertime.
Not in the summertime, yeah. Summertime, our payroll goes up. But, if you are interested in learning how we grow crops, we have high tunnels, we produce for a farm store, we have an online shipping business, we do a value-added line, we have an on-farm bakery.
Sometimes when you step back from it, you're like,
all these things, yes.
Well, especially when we look at what sells the most every week.
Yes. Well, so this is something I actually was emailing with Joel Salatin the other day about something.
Just a little name drop. This is emailing.
Well, it's pertinent.
It is.
Yes. Joel's coming out with a new book. It's going to be great. It's going to be huge. I'm really excited about it. Maybe I'm preempting it by saying that he may include something from us in this said book. But in the regards talking about that, we were talking about how the food buying is changing dramatically. And again, Joel's been saying this for years. We've seen this obviously because in the week I was talking to him, we had sold 18 French toast bakes at $14.99, which was like $300 in these French toast bakes, which is basically sourdough bread, organic eggs, organic milk, vanilla,
a little bit of. Sometimes we use honey, sometimes we use sugar, just kind of a sweetener.
So in 1 week, we sold that amount, and we know the profit margin, which was about 40% on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the entire season, For hot peppers, we probably sold less than $100 worth of hot peppers in the store. And we know this because, again, we use Square and we track all these things right here. I'm looking, I've got some data the team brought me. We're pulling reports with exactly like how many pounds of tomatoes per month we're selling in the store and what quantities and stuff. So we can, because one of the big things I see when we work with farmers is folks don't know their numbers. And so if you're growing tomatoes and you don't really know how many you're selling or what it costs you to grow that tomato, you think they're one of your biggest sales. But in all honesty, we view now tomatoes as a loss leader. We know the amount of work it takes. We know how many we sell, but we do, even though it's like $30,000 a year in tomatoes, we know just how much work it takes for us to produce those tomatoes. And we would much rather be growing lettuce, cucumbers. Cucumbers are profitable. And let's see what else is profitable for us.
Like a summer squash?
Well,
is it
we don't
fuzzy?
sell a lot. It's
like it's
kind of
fuzzy.
fuzzy because that should be slightly. No, it keeps going out of
It's
focus.
totally fine. I don't really care. I just didn't know if
Yes.
it was like a problem for people.
No, it's just the camera, I think, is going bad on us. No, this is better there. So knowing your numbers, and so that was the thing we were talking about, is that's why us shifting, and again, part of our legal issues that we had experienced in 2025 was because we were really pushing the envelope, playing with the edge, playing with fire, but what we could and couldn't do on a farm.
I don't know
and
that we
prepared
saw
value.
it like that at the time, but
No, we didn't see it, but hindsight's 2020.
sure.
Yes. So really kind of sharing that, but I think that's why that's so important to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the legal area that we've got this working is the food truck now.
Yes.
And that's how we're able to do the bread, the French toast bakes. We do soup. We do cinnamon rolls. We
Energy
do croutons,
bites.
energy bites,
Granola.
salad dressings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fresh cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. We're also now doing co-packing too. So
Well,
needless to say, wide ranging operation, got a lot of things going on. We've made a lot of mistakes, so you guys don't have to. You come and you can say, well, this is 4 reasons why you don't want to do it that way.
I think that was what people said from the intensive. Like you said, that first thing, day one, beginning of, everyone's like sitting down eating breakfast, and you were like, I really just want to tell you like the mistakes I made so you don't have to make them. And everyone was like, yeah. Because I mean, isn't that worth its weight in gold?
Yeah.
While also, I feel like you're very good about understanding the things that are just not going to work point blank, like that were true mistakes. And then the other things that like don't work for us, but could potentially work for you or somebody else.
Well, yes, because like I had a specific client who gave me an idea of exactly how they wanted to do something, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but that is not going to work at all. I said, there's just no way. I said, absolutely, I wouldn't do that at all, ever. And they decided to try it, and did not work at all. It did not work at all. But you're right. There are some things that would work depending on your market, depending on where you're located.
Yeah.
I mean, like if we were on Martha's Vineyard or Nantucket, and I do know farmers on both of those places, and I am so jealous of them sometimes, but also not, because I know just the challenges of farming there. But it'd be a very, very, very different farm.
Oh, yeah.
And they do have a very, very different farm. So that's why, that's why we are, passionate about sharing that. And again, the 2 days intensive is, we do is it dinner the night before?
No.
They
start Friday morning.
Okay. So yeah, we serve you breakfast, do all day Friday. Friday evening, we all go out to dinner. We do a local farm to table dinner place. And that was really fun. That was a lot of fun. Everyone really enjoyed it. It was good food and good atmosphere and just really good conversation. And then it's all day Saturday as well. And then we
do breakfast and lunch here, and then you guys do a big walk around of the farm and the other rental farm, and you spent a lot of time in the store talking about that.
The systems and processes. Yeah.
We brought in some people who work for us to like answer questions and offer their
and our team has changed dramatically. So I mean, this year compared to last year, I would say we've grown up maybe a year.
I mean, I think that
we've changed things drastically.
Yeah, I feel like because of the legal issues we had, we've just had to pivot some things, and I don't think that's made it better or worse. It's just different now.
But we have the experience now to talk about it. Like, I think and it wasn't a mistake. I think it was a learning experience. It cost us a lot of money, was moving the whole kitchen off site.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a cost more in not having the correct team in place and being able to manage them.
And I think you learn, it's almost like learning boundaries, like what our boundaries are for our business. Like, there's no way I'm going to let us make that decision again. I'm never going to be like, we're going to do this so that, all these other cogs can happen. It needs to make sense for us on paper, or it cannot happen.
Well, I think that's too. And that's why a lot of people like to, who build like these online farming courses. And again, I'm not saying there's no good information out of there. Right. I think our goal has always been to teach principles and realize that every farm is going to be a little bit different. And so that's how we like to teach. We like to show you that this is the principle of, understanding the nutrition of your farm. And we're not going to tell you use this fertilizer. We might. There's a few that I really like, and I might I might share with you. But typically, we're going to teach you the system behind it, and then it's going to tweak to your farm. But that's why we have the ranging farm we have. If we had a really great baker that we could partner with, we probably wouldn't have the bakery. But
that is true.
You've made a lot of bread, and we're really picky about what we eat. And so we won't go back because we tried multiple other bakers and it just didn't work out.
Yeah, even that time period where we didn't have a bakery for that few weeks or months.
Oh my gosh, our sales plummeted.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, the quality was bad. And then the other thing was, at that same time, we had someone in the store, managing the store, that was not doing proper purchasing.
Or inventory.
Didn't do anything anyway. So
we weren't sure what was happening.
We were not sure what was happening. They did not last very long. We escorted them off the property. But that's one of the other things is the team you have to make that all work. So if you guys have questions about it, I think the thing too with the intensive is we're very picky about the people that come. Okay, so there's 12 seats, and we want to ensure that the 12 have it makes a cohesive cohort. There we go, folks.
Yeah, I was like, wait, coherent cohort.
And so we try to pick people at about approximate stage together so that they can. We don't want to pick someone who's on level 1, which is dream, and set them next to someone who's an expert, who's here for a very different reason, because neither of them are gonna
get much from each other.
Yeah, and then when the dreamer asks questions, the expert could be answering those questions, and then they're feeling like their time wasn't worth it. So we tried, and again, both are very valid points on the journey. Sure. But we just want to make sure we build a group that's good. So that's why we do require fill an application, and then we kind of sort through those and bring that down to the 12. And then we may do a second one. Okay, so if we find we have enough folks, we will probably do a second round, and that will allow us to really get a good sense for different stage. So but yeah, that's the kind of goal there.
Yeah, if we had a lot of people at one stage, then you would be like, yeah, let's talk about this.
Yes, my kind of farm says that's why I'm still following you. You are very vague to allow room for people like me in the middle of nowhere, high desert mountains of Idaho. Of course we are.
That's so fun.
Yes, lots of different. Yeah. But I did want to go ahead and pull up some photos of last time, because I think I've got some photos of what we did.
Okay.
And just show people kind of a little bit along the way. Wrong account here. And there we go. Someone is asking, do we sell elderberries freeze-dried or syrup? So we sell multiple syrups in our store. We do not produce one commercially for sale. We could. We have good growers around us that put in a very good product using Ohio-grown elderberry.
Yeah.
And at this point, we just don't have the bandwidth for that. So we do a lot of fire cider. And then in one of our fire ciders is an elder fire cider, and we put freeze-dried elderberries in that.
Our freeze-dried.
When we have them.
Okay.
When we're out. Like this time we bought some, I believe, from the Carolinas. They were certified organic, American grown. Because we won't do European elderberries, because there's a big difference between a European and American, in that European, if they're not cooked, they have the cyanide in them. And again, it's enough, they can kill you. So that's why I really only want to use American, because we do not like to heat our fire cider more than we have to.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Oh yes, that was 12 years ago.
We should look through this.
Let's see, that would have been in February 2025.
It was the last day of February, first day of March. Oh, look how tiny Ellis was.
Yes, wrong way, wrong direction. All right, so we just finished the cooler project. Okay, so.
They're there.
Yep. So here we go. This is, let's go ahead and share screen here. I think this is going to be the right one. There we go. All right, so this is us in the store chatting about, how we set everything up. And actually, we've changed the store significantly since then. We've added a second freezer right where this knockout wall was here. So we did that. And then we had our retail lead talk about that as well. And then so we actually took our wash and pack area, and we had basically that was our classroom. And so we set up tables, we had chairs, we had folks from, we had both coasts. We had Massachusetts all the way to Oregon State, I think.
Oregon.
Yep, all the way to Texas. And then, and I think most of the really fun was when we weren't even, yes, we did some whiteboard teaching. We did some actual talks where we went through specific topics. And that was the other thing too, is we did some, surveys to find out exactly what they're looking for too, to make sure we answered the questions they had. But yeah, we did some of that. And we also just did, looking around things. You can see here, we're in the greenhouse going over infrastructure. So obviously everything here on the farm starts in the propagation house. And, here's a little trick right here. These are just the little tiny tips and tricks that we are sharing with folks along the way as we go. Is right on the floor here, this is the metal plate. And this is so that we don't have to put concrete in here. So we didn't want to spend, $10,000 to put concrete in this entire floor. And we realized all we really needed that concrete for was to move soil bags around. So we got some metal plates. This is, I think, 1/4 inch, maybe 3/8 inch metal plates. They're super heavy, and they took a lot to move around. But that allows us to run our pallet jack and move the soil around right there. And here's the thing. At the end of the time, metal plate, pick it right up, out it goes, use it someplace else. So those are just the kind of little tips and tricks we're going to share. And again, there's hundreds as you kind of go through the farm and see all the different things we've got. So yeah. So we got that. And then we gave them a tour of the rental kitchen. We were renting the kitchen at that point. So we showed them that. We showed them kind of just like how that worked.
Such a beautiful kitchen.
It is, yes. And at this point now, we will show them the food truck.
It's true.
Yes, food trucks. Because actually, we literally just bought.
We did have a slideshow where you could look up people's farms. Like, that was helpful.
Oh yeah, and did we do that as we did the introduction?
That was the second day. I thought was like you went over people's websites.
Yeah, we did audits of websites
and
just like funnels, marketing funnels. We did who wanted to. Some people didn't want it.
Yeah, and I would say some people, not everyone had an active running farm. Is that true?
That is correct. But they were at a stage in life where it made sense to put them in the group.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can't remember now everybody's story that was there, but there were a few people I know that didn't have, like this gentleman right here, Kelly.
Yes.
But I mean, he didn't have a website or anything to necessarily workshop, but I think he got a lot out of it still.
Yeah, I think he really enjoyed it. And he and I actually talked not too long ago about garlic. He does want to grow garlic for us, which is great because we are actively looking for a better, more variety in our garlic buying.
Yeah.
All right. So the questions here. So someone says, so Bob Gordon elderberries do not have to get heated. That is correct. They're American. They do not have to be heated. I mean, some people still do.
Sure.
But you don't have to because they're American. Yes. So someone's saying I might not be in the right place. I was looking for how to grow ginger and turmeric year round for my area. I am in the Missouri, Arkansas area. Okay. Yes, that is a separate webinar. But let me get you the info for that. Let me see if I can find that, and I will share that link. Actually, Stephanie, can you do that? I think Stephanie has that information because we literally been mailing about that this week. But yeah, Stephanie, if you can let her know where to sign up for that. I believe that is in February. I actually don't know, folks. I know I'm supposed to teach it. I know I've got a slideshow for it, but I don't know the exact date. I just look at my calendar 1 week at a time.
One day.
So, yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, if you guys do have questions about that, I think we gave a fair amount of details. Feel free to go ahead and drop those in the chat there. You can always email Stephanie at hello@growingfarmers.com. January 20th is when we are doing the webinar for the ginger and turmeric. Or you can just fill out the application, and I think Stephanie has dropped the application in there as well. But
for the intensive. I think it's next time.
Yeah, she dropped it up here. Yes. Okay, so I think that was that. What other things do we want to go over? What other questions do you guys have? Just go ahead and drop those in there as well. More than happy to go over that. A couple things that we've been playing around with. One thing is we've been starting to play around with and the turmeric and ginger webinar is completely free. Ginger and turmeric seed is not. And full transparency, I will be telling you how you can buy my ginger and turmeric seed on the webinar. But I will also tell you 15 years of growing ginger secrets. I've only been growing turmeric for about 5. But I would say I actually enjoy growing turmeric more than I do ginger.
Are they that different?
Well, yes and no. I mean, they're very different.
I mean,
they're both warm season crops.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
Like, they get planted differently. They germinate differently. They taste different, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. They have different medicinal properties.
Hard-hitting facts right here.
Here's a good question. What types of bread do you bake, and do you source your grain locally? We wish.
We have.
So we use most of our bread is just a regular sourdough loaf.
Our plain sourdough loaf is made with just a regular all-purpose from Central Milling Company, which, they're somewhere in the Midwest. I want to say Minnesota, but I don't think that's right.
We also do some bread with some of his saving grains, crushed wheat. Mm-hmm. So crushed wheat is very different than ground wheat. So when you crush it, you don't break the cell structure, so it keeps the nutrition much longer.
It's delicious.
It is a really tasty.
So yummy.
Yes, it is a very tasty bread. That is
North Dakota?
No, so the wheat comes from North Dakota because they need the hard whatever wheat, but it's milled here in Ohio, less than an hour away.
Yeah, and we got grain from Ed for a while.
Yep.
We were milling that ourselves.
It just,
we would need to invest in a much bigger mill
Yes.
for us to do that.
We're not at that.
We're just not at that stage right now. But the His Saving Grains has been a helpful transition.
Yes.
And a nice business that we like to support. And I would say that their grain tastes really good. And we're able to get flour.
And it bakes well too.
It does. It does.
It's a little bit of a different wheat because the size of it's kind of bigger, some of it. So it looks a little different. The loaves come out a little bit different.
The His Saving Grain loaves?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. But definitely.
Well, all whole wheats, like, it absorbs moisture differently. So yeah, it's just a slightly different loaf, but it's still yummy.
Oh, so those are the main, and then we obviously do a whole bunch of flavor.
Like flavors,
So the stupid chocolate chip and jalapeno cheddar, which neither are to my liking, but whatever. I still want to do.
It's hysterical because people rave about these things, and Michael's like, oh.
I still want a
cranberry pecan. That one's pretty good.
Yes, they like that. I still want a proper olive loaf and a proper jalapeno cheddar, which would actually have a proper amount of jalapenos in it.
You just want it to be spicier.
Yes. Yeah.
And so we've experimented with using that's the thing though. Most people are not looking to get their mouths blown up.
That is correct. Yes.
So we're kind of like making a loaf for the masses.
Well, yeah, we absolutely are. Yes. Yeah.
We've done here's the thing with the olive and Parmesan loaf. We have made it multiple times and it does not sell well ever.
I would literally have to buy the whole
olives.
bake.
Yeah, you would have to buy all the loaves.
Yes.
Olives are really hit or miss for people. People either love them or hate them, and I would need all the people who love olives a lot to come in that week.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't happen that way.
But I mean, I think the interesting thing is that we will freeze our bread too, and we sell a bit of bread frozen. And so that allows us to have additional flavors different times of the week. And we just started slicing bread. Someone offered me a slicer. I was able to wheel and deal. And we now have a very nice, fun slicer in the store, which is super cool. It's old. And
it kind of takes up a lot of room, but
it's cool.
I want you working retail right by that slicer during strawberry season, and then tell me how cool it is.
We're gonna have to wheel it out during strawberry season.
You're gonna have to do that.
Yes,
that's where you get to stand.
But yeah. So anyway, we got that going. But it's interesting because I think this week. Well, we should have been at 100 loaves this week.
Well, we've been at 100 loaves multiple weeks.
Oh, what are we doing this week? 120?
Probably. Because I'm not always taking into account the sandwich loaves she makes and like other kinds of things. I'm just talking about standard, like regular plain loaves.
Okay.
She did 30. She'll do 40 tomorrow. 10, 20. She did 50 loaves for Tuesday, and she'll do 50 loaves. But hopefully he brings the grain in time so we can do sandwich loaves. But I don't think he will because he runs to the beat of his own drum, man.
Yes.
But anyway.
It is what it is. Yeah.
And then with all the cinnamon rolls we make, it's a lot.
Yeah, we make a lot of money on cinnamon rolls too. But we do have and it's all in our food truck. It's all done in our food truck, which is a different baking experience.
Do you want to tell them about your last Saturday, your foray into the baking world?
Yes.
You're basically, everything you need to know.
No, I don't. I can bake loaves.
You can bake cinnamon rolls.
And I can bake cinnamon rolls.
You didn't bake loaves. Oh, you have baked.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah. And I sliced them. I put them in and out of the oven. I balanced the oven. So this is why they need me to move through the different departments, because when I get into a different department, I'll see the inefficiencies. And I was like, I don't know why we're dealing with this. And I just fixed it on the spot. It may slow it down for about 10 minutes. So case in point, she put me in the baked bread one morning because we needed bread. It was like the holiday.
I had a sourdough class.
Yes.
Yeah,
anyway,
there was a lot going on.
But what was happening is the door wouldn't stay open. The door has such a nice hinge. It was closing back on me.
Well, and the food truck's not 100% level.
Well, that's the reason why.
Yeah.
So put me in there, and I leveled the thing, so now it stays open, so you can actually get bread in and out easily without burning yourself.
I think that's probably like the biggest difference. Maybe I don't want to be sexist here, but it is like you knew exactly what to do to address the issue. I'm like, how do I creatively work through this issue? Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not sure how to fix the underlying problem. But I can work around.
I don't think it's a guy-girl thing. I think it's some people are just mechanically wired.
Yeah.
And I'm very mechanically wired.
Yeah.
Case in point, today, that chomper was not working, and the crew brought it to me.
Yeah.
And I was able to diagnose what was wrong.
And
I
fix it.
got the solderer out. I soldered it back to where I took the switch out and just soldered it direct. And now it's working again. And again, that's just one of my few strengths.
We need to get you shaping bagels, but other than that, we're fine.
Someone says, correct me if I'm wrong, food trucks have very different safety regulations than a regular cafe restaurant. Yes and no. Different standards. From what I understand, the state of Ohio will not allow, ODA will not say a food truck is an approved source. So if what you make in a food truck, you technically couldn't take that product and then sell it to somebody, wholesale to somebody else. They like to see a food truck as an end product.
Beginning and end.
Getting the end product. So we were getting real creative the other day, and we realized that my chicken guy, the chicken guy we used to use for the store, can't sell chickens to us to put into the store because that is not to the end product and end producer, because we would buy them and then someone would buy them from us.
Right.
But if he sold them to our food truck, that would be legal.
Oh, as long as we sold them from the.
Yes, as long as the food truck was the end user and the food truck sold them.
Yeah.
Now again, I haven't verified this. This is the creative thinking. Now, he also said to me, he said, Michael, I know you want to sell my whole birds. What if I sell you the whole birds into the food truck? You take a tiny little bundle of herbs, stick that bundle of herbs inside that chicken, put it on a pan, and sell it as a roasting kit. Again, we haven't tried this. It was just, creative thinking.
For sure.
But let's give you a little bit of a variation between food truck and kitchen. So kitchen, because it's a commercial building, has to deal with all heating, cooling, electrical, design standards, which means thousands and thousands of dollars in permitting, mechanical drawings, all that fun stuff. It also is going to take an ADA compliant bathroom. You also need to have a grease trap so that you can do, sort out your grease. Food truck, you kind of avoid all of that. The caveat with a food truck is that you do need to move, are supposed to move it every 40 days. Our food truck is set up relatively permanently, where it can be moved. It's very easy to move, but we actually built a very specific, basically pad for it. It's kind of like if you took a camper and set that up. It has a wastewater, goes right down to the waste. And it also has freshwater hookup. So all that, and the power's got a nice power plug for it right there. So it's set up pretty well. Again, we can disconnect that in probably 10 minutes, as long as the battery's right. I could go ahead and move it. Now, granted, it's not meant for long road journeys because the food truck we bought it with a blown engine, basically a blown engine. Head gasket was gone because it was cheap, and we knew we weren't going to need to move it much. So that's why. Hey, bud, are you just hanging out?
He's sleeping.
You didn't want to go to bed, did you? That is your problem, buddy. Let's just hang out here and look at ourselves. You can look at yourself right there. You like that. So yeah, food trucks are a little bit of a unicorn. Some people like to say. I literally just bought a new.
Is there a distance required for moving it? We're talking inches, right?
My inspector said, I just want to see a picture of it somewhere else on your property.
She didn't want to drive by every time and it was in the same spot.
Yes. Now, and she does drive by very frequently.
She does like the Casey's and a bunch of
Yes,
things.
because you don't realize what the health department, all the things she does. She's really likes what we're doing, so she's pretty accommodating.
Also, Michael and this lady, you guys have.
Well,
you're both like.
Because of my background in food safety, FSMA food safety, she and I can talk at a relatively high level and argue the merits of different regulation, and she enjoys a good conversation. So
she's probably like most people don't want to talk.
Well, most people, actually, literally, I just read an article of because they also do like massage parlors.
Ooh.
They do like truck stops. I mean, the kind of people they run into on a daily basis, I'm probably like one of the nicer people.
Yeah.
I mean, they know I definitely, don't like them per se, but I recognize them as a necessary evil, like paying taxes. And
I hear what you're saying.
we bond over the things we can. Yes. So I think that's kind of as far as I think we can take that one. But yeah, if you have specific questions, and again, we're more than happy. Nobody, you can't have the tea. This is tea. No tea. And this is okay. Let me empty this. Then you can just hold that. Okay.
We'll pretend to drink it.
Yes, guys, this does not have sugar. He's fine. He will not get a sugar high.
Seltzer.
Yeah. No, there's nothing in there, bud. Yep, you can play with it. So, where was I going before we went off that tangent? I was talking about, so the bare root. So yeah, that's something new we're adding to the, buddy, we can't be this noisy. You want to see if he'll just go over there and play on the floor with us now? That he's got this fun thing to play with. So one of the things we picked up a couple years ago was a new type of a new field, which gave us access to about 5 acres of new ground. And the nice thing about some of that ground is a really nice sandy loam. And so it allows us to grow bare roots. So now we're doing some bare root elderberries. We've got bare root willows. We've got obviously our comfrey, and we're doing bare root sorrel and some herbs. So yarrow, stinging nettle, marshmallow. I'm thinking there's one more or two more. We did some ashwagandha, but we're not selling that as bare root. We just harvested all that. We chipped all that. And actually we're making a ashwagandha tincture now with all that. But we're really excited about the bare root aspect of things.
Did you?
No, because you really wouldn't want to sell that as a bare root. It's a biennial. So you really just want to plant that with a regular plant. Now we did do that in the greenhouse, so we do sell transplants. But you use that a little bit differently. So, but yeah, so we got that new this year. So all those are up in the store, and we're going to be expanding that next year. We're going to be using some more ground, doing some more varieties and things, playing around with it a little bit differently. But we really like that because that allows us to offer another stage of plants for folks instead of like the seedlings or like just the sticks. They can get a jump start on that. We've already seen some really nice sales coming through for that. So it really gives people a little bit of a sure, instead of buying a stick, you buy like one stick or 3 sticks and you're hoping one takes. When you buy a bare root, you're pretty assured that is going to take, because we can absolutely see all of that. So the truck would be considered a commercial kitchen. Yeah. We have a 3-bay sink in there. We've got all our SOPs and our handler licenses and all of that. They do come out and inspect that once a year. Actually, we have to drive it to them. So that's how we do that. And we still do have bare root strawberries. We do sell a fair amount of bare root strawberries, but we personally prefer to do plug berries because they're just that fits. It saves us a lot of time in the field, and it fits better into our growing system. So Actually, this week, and I've got pictures of it, we were out weeding berries because that's what we do this time of year. I've got pictures of it somewhere here. Oh, here we go. I'll show this picture right here. So this right here there's two varieties in this picture. This is Flavorfest. So you can see them. They're a little bit more of a pink one. Flavorfest gets a very, very big plant. So as you can see, we spaced them a little bit further. What you can't see is these actually here are much tighter. This is all Ruby June. They are at a much tighter spacing. This actually is Ruby June as well. So these are Flavorfest, and then these are Ruby June. Up near the edge of the woods, the soil change type, so the plants aren't quite as nice. So you can see they're a little bit weaker, they're a little bit smaller. And this section did not get straw on it before we put it to bed for the winter. So this is actually going to get fabric. We're just going to come in and fabric this section right here. But yeah, so we've got, I think, about half the berries at this point have been weeded for the year, which is good. It's nice to get that done. And the berries look good. I mean, we're very, very happy with how the berries look this year. We've adjusted planting dates, we've adjusted some spacing, and we changed up some varieties. So we're really looking forward to the 2020.
We're gonna have to split these fields in half for you.
They're the same length as the other ones.
Yeah. Did we ever do like half rows? Remember that one year we did like A and B of a certain.
I mean, that is not a bad idea. We might set that up.
I feel like it was easier for people to be like, go to B and start, or whatever. I don't know.
Well, so I think the thing is last year is the plants were a little bit smaller because we got them planted later than we wanted. And so it was a little bit easier to see the berries, so they could just find them a lot easier.
This year could be.
Yeah, this year might be a little bit different. Let's see if I've got anything else here to look at.
No.
Yeah, you truly do get a wide range of things in my thing. Oh, here's another thing we just started messing around with, and I don't have the full size one, but we started one of the people we work with on our marketing. They wanted to try some mailers with us, so we're game, and so we threw out some mailers to some local zip codes, and we did give out some free bread, not as much as we thought we were going to.
They can still.
It's done. Yeah, it's done to the end of the year. So they had about 2.5 weeks to redeem it. Yeah. But there was definitely a number of people that came in and just said, I got your card. Because it was only for people that hadn't been with us before. But we do feel like it did increase sales. I mean, I thought we had some good bump in traffic there. And this was part of a larger card. Let me see if I can pull that card up for you.
You're going crazy.
Yep, he is going a little crazy here. Where is that card? I know we have that card here somewhere. It was a while ago. There we go. Here's what we put out. Let's remove this. I will change it up.
Do you want this?
And there we go. So this is the one side of the thing right there. Just again, showing the wide range of products we have. We know what the top products are that people talk about when they want to come in. They talk about milk. They talk about eggs. They talk about bread. And fire starter is a huge thing for us as well. So we sell some weeks we'll sell $800 in just fire starter.
Well, especially this time of year.
Yeah. And then the back of the card was this. So this is what, obviously you leave that part out and the mailing system prints on that. And then, this was the coupon code right there. And I'm just trying to think what we missed on this card. We didn't add we had a QR code. We didn't add a website. So I think for the next one, we would go ahead and move this slide up. Put the website right there. And we actually probably should have put on there because we're pushing local delivery.
Oh, yes.
We probably should have put on, free delivery.
I don't even think we were like there yet, even when we were designing this. But
Yes.
that would have been.
Anyway, yeah, that would have been a good upsell to let people know that one of the complaints a lot of people have is even though they only are 8 or 9 minutes away, they think we're so far away from them. And so,
well, it's amazing when people, think that like changing people's buying habits is so hard. So it's like they want to shop from you, but you have to make it so stupid easy. And what's easier than getting something delivered to your door?
yeah, just like Amazon.
Much.
Yeah. So right now we are running free delivery, just because we're trying to grow that service and try to make it so we. But yeah. Yeah. All right, folks. Yeah, if you do have any last questions, we will go ahead and take that now. But we do have a 1-year-old that does need to go to bed. So.
Well, he's usually asleep before this, but it just wasn't happening.
Yes. Maybe it was. He didn't get any coffee today.
Wow. Does he usually?
No. The 1-year-old typically doesn't.
What are you doing when I'm not? What happened at lunch? I was gone for an hour.
The 4-year-old's the one that gets the coffee.
That would explain some things.
Yeah, but yeah, if you just want to take him, I'll hang out here for the last few minutes,
okay.
And we will. All right, buddy, you gonna go to bed?
You say no night?
No nights, bud.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, he doesn't want to go to bed. He doesn't want to go to bed. All right, well, we'll hang out for a few more questions, guys. If you got anything. Yeah, my whole county is a population of 2,000 folks, so convenience is out of the window. Yeah, that is tough. So that's why we talk about, some of what we do is not for others. And if I was in your part of the country, we would focus on our online business. So we obviously ship out, we have over 200 different plant products, some fertilizers, biologicals, we even, things like that. So we would focus on producing something for that. And then, again, once a week, the USPS or UPS is going to show up at our door and, take out $10,000. And absolutely that happens here too, but it could be done literally anywhere in the country. And then also producing, a more of a value added product. So our fire starter is a great point right there is, the average box of that goes out $75. And so again, that's a great thing that can be grown and then stored. The shelf life on that's really great. And we've done a lot of work on that to get that recipe right, to get all that. We grow 85% of the products in that, in our Farmstead Wellness line. But, that's kind of our, when we work with farmers that are really further out, that's kind of the what's going on there. Now, it's really interesting. We had a couple years ago, they did a episode about our farm on some show. I think it's on like Discovery Channel or something. And I was talking to one of the producers, and one of the producers actually works in Africa with farmers to help them, build businesses. And they were talking about how where these farmers were, this whole village it was like 8 hours from the local, from a port or from an airport or someplace they could get product out. So they said, all right, so how are we going to, what can they farm to make it work? And obviously it's tropical, it's Africa, it's warm. What he said is, there's this oil that's, a 55-gallon drum is worth a lot of money. And they let's grow that. And it's obviously very involved and it's very time intensive and all that, but that's what the village has is time and labor. And so literally once a year, a truck makes the 8-hour trek to this village, picks up 3 or 4 barrels of this specific product and drives it, 8 hours back out. And that's enough money for that entire village to be sustainable for the next year. Obviously you'd want to make sure that truck had a little bit of protection, but that's the kind of thing that we're looking for when folks are much further out. It changes the business model. Yes, you can grow some food to feed your community, those around you, but really to be fully sustainable, you're going to have to find a different market and tap into that. Or you're going to have to be all things to all people and really develop a whole grocery store aspect of things. So, yeah. All right, folks. Well, we are going to wrap it up here. Appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. Yeah, if you are interested in the intensive, go ahead, submit an application, and we will get those reviewed here. I think the deadline is the end of this week, and look forward to reading through those and hopefully having you out to the farm here in Ohio this year. And if this year's not for you, we'll have one next year as well. All right, folks, you have a great night, and we will chat with you later.